What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is day number 59 of this new construction project that we're doing in Willis, ground up. We have the texture in. It's going to be drying pretty quickly because the weather's a little bit hot outside. I wanted to take a few pictures and show you guys what's happening here. This is actually moving along really, really good. So check this out. This is one of the units here on the left-hand side. This is going to be Unit A. Everything's looking good. Just giving a cursory look. Once the painter gets in there, he's going to be looking at the stuff in depth. So you can really rely a little bit on the painter to tell you, hey man, there's some issues here with the sheetrock, because he's going to be going through it with the fine-tooth comb. So anyways, at this point, we're just waiting for it to dry. We have the doors are going to be delivered tomorrow morning first thing, and then we're going to get the guys in there to do some of the other stuff for the trim carpentry. So let's go ahead and keep going here. Hey, this is how I do. This is how I do payment for some of these guys. Sometimes I just put a blue tape in the back of the door. Left this guy a check. But whenever I sent them the picture of like, hey, here's where the check is going to be for your stuff, I also had to send them a couple of other pictures. So let me show you real quick. That was the other guy. I said, hey, man, and here's the thing that I'll tell you about this stuff, okay? Because this is normal contractor stuff that happens. This is a mess, okay? We have the sod that's going to be, it got delivered today actually, and it's going to be installed tomorrow. But you can't be putting sod on top of the stuff, right? That makes no sense. And this stuff is the responsibility of the sheetrock guys. And again, this is just leadership, and it's not that you have to be a jerk about it at all. Some of you guys have a lot more experience in doing, having to deal with interpersonal relationships with people, whether you're in charge of other people, so it's not very difficult for you. But some of you guys may not have a whole lot of experience with it. And here's the easiest way to approach it, not in a jerk manner. Just say, hey, I saw this. Could you please do me a favor and clean this up whenever you come pick up your check? That's it. You don't have to get into people's faces. You don't have to do any of that stuff. If you're having to get into people's faces about like having to clean up after themselves and doing all this other stuff, like, then somewhere along the line that relationship's already been strained, and you probably shouldn't be working with those kind of contractors anyways. Mostly because those kind of contractors typically tend to feel like they're in charge, like they're running the show, right? Like you're not the builder, like you're not the one that's actually going to be in charge of this thing. So that in of itself presents, an issue. So I sent him a picture of this as well, and immediately the guy's like, "Oh yeah, man, my bad, dude. We ran out of there really, really quickly. We were trying to get this job done and had some other errands to do. It's Friday, it's Friday night, so we're just trying to get some stuff done." So I'm like, "Hey, it's cool, man." The guy came back, picked up his check, and he, picked up all this trash. So you want to have that stuff there before you pay. You got to make sure you walk the area and make sure everything's cleaned up. There's a couple of other spots here that I ended up sending him a picture about it as well. So let me show you. See here, this is the entrance on the other side. All this stuff, I mean, they have to pick this up and go, put it in the dumpster. We have the sod delivered today, which is fantastic because first, we have weather already here right now. Tomorrow's going to be raining all day. So these guys are going to get out there first thing in the morning, and they're going to start putting the sod in. And here's the problem with not putting the sod in now. Look, you see that little trench right here that gets from the rain coming down this way? We're trying to avoid that. And the sod obviously is going to be watered by the actual rain itself. So that's a big, big plus for us. We don't have to sit there and water these things, ourselves. So one of the things that we do, that we have been doing on these duplexes, is providing a little patio area for an outside. Give it just, something else for the tenants or the owners. They're going to have a fire pit here essentially. And then, we're doing pavers. We're just doing pavers, like 1 foot pavers. So this is 10 foot by 10 feet here. And so what I did with just like white paints, I kind of sort of marked it off for him. And I said, hey man, here's where the white pavers, or I'm sorry, the pavers are going to be. So don't put grass in there. Obviously that's, we're going to put the other stuff in there. And then, I found some wire. We normally have this stuff, not wire, but this nylon rope or whatever this thing is, and just put it from one spot to the other spot, basically showing him where the property boundary line is. Mostly because some of you guys remember from the survey, but this is an alleyway. This whole entire area here is an alleyway that, excuse me, belongs to the city of Willis. And because that belongs to the city of Willis, I'm not going to put sod there. Eventually it's going to grow over, whatever the case is, but we don't need to pay for that stuff. It doesn't really belong to us anyways. All right, so next I just want to show you guys a video that I did walking through the inside of the property. Everything's looking good. And this is basically what we're going for here. The all everything is textured, all the same kind of texture. We're not trying to do something. It was popular back in the 80s, I think. You could do different type of texture in the ceiling, and you could do a different type of texture on the wall. But really, for all intents and purposes, it's really just easier for these guys to just texture the entire thing from top to bottom, the exact same type of texture. Makes it so much faster and more economical for us. Now, notice here we don't have anything in here because we haven't purchased the material for the tub surround yet. But once we get that, that'll go in there. And then here we are at the other unit. I'm going in from the side door on this one, going into the one of the bedrooms. Again, ensuring that everything's covered. And look at this. This is something I wanted to show you guys. This is actually pretty good for sheetrock guys, at least. What I'm looking at right now is this little area right here. They typically cover this up so that we don't get this overspray like on here, whatever the case is. This makes it a little bit easier, but I like it. I like that these guys are clean. They're not so super sloppy, man. Because I've had some sheetrock guys that they'll have this stuff like caked onto the walls or caked onto the windows, and then the cleaning lady wants to charge extra because it is a hassle, right? To pick up all this stuff. It creates a ton of dust. So I just wanted to show you guys one of the small little detail things that I look at whenever we go and do the sheetrock stuff is right at the window sills or right the window edges to make sure it's nice and clean and not super sloppy. They don't have big gobs of mud just basically hanging out there. All right, guys, that's all the updates that we have for today. We're gonna get the doors delivered tomorrow. We have the sod going to be installed tomorrow. We're only going to be doing the front of the area of the sod. Let me show you real quick because we don't have the front done yet. Here's what I mean by we don't have the front done yet. So all this stuff ended up getting covered back up again by the plumbers. So we're only going to do the sod to right here for right now. And we're only going to do it on these sides here because we're going to tear this whole thing. I mean, this is where the sod is going to go tomorrow. We're not doing anything here in the front because we're going to have to dig this thing back up again. And the reason why is because we haven't connected the clean water yet. And so we still have to do a driveway. We need to put the driveway in here. We'll put the driveway here. So obviously it's, once the concrete is in, then we can go ahead and sod around it. But for the meantime, we're not going to go ahead and do it. But I wanted to get some sod out there because we've done a little bit of the final grade, which basically just means that the dirt is pointing downward. It has a little channel in the middle to run out towards the back or the front, whatever it is. And the same thing in the back. And if we allow it to rain a lot on these properties for an extended period of time, that stuff gets washed out and then we have to regrade a second time. So I would rather go ahead and start getting the sod in now and then not have to regrade again. And, it just saves us time and money. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to talk to you soon.